It is SummerSlam day, my friend, so I reached out to you and said, give me your takes to make it the worst possible pay-per-view in history. And well, you didn't disappoint. And we start with JR the GOAT, or Junior GOAT, which would be an amazing wrestling gimmick, who got this excitement straight away. He said Solo wins the title, Roman comes back and acknowledges him. He stays heel. Do you know how much I would love that? Imagine it. Imagine the pop that Roman Reigns is going to get, because I'm convinced he will be at Hot WrestleMania. He comes out, the crowd is going wild, like, oh, we haven't seen you for so long. Finally, after basically a decade, WWE has got what they want. Roman Reigns is the biggest babyface in the country, and the pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. And he just puts the loofah, or the lure, whatever it's called, the necklace, over Solo's head, says, yeah, good work, Chief, literally. And then they just walk off. Now, actually, just to be that guy, there is a world where that does work, right? It could be the double tease and you get to SmackDown and it turns out, I'm not with you at all. But I actually think if you did do that, you run the risk of just popping the excitement of the crowd, because sometimes people don't want to see it and sometimes you can do the over swerve. But I just love the fact that there'll be all this noise, all this love, all this excitement. Roman just gets to the ring, gives him a hug, gets on a mic like this and goes, yeah, I'm never tribal chief. I should never have said that. I ain't nothing. Solo, I love you. And then they can just kiss. And we go to Pomo Pop as well, who, man, really thought about this, because R-Truth meets the Wyatt Six. Now, at the moment, these guys aren't even on SummerSlam, so it's going to be very interesting whether this does work in. Recognizes Nikki Cross and tries to do the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up, to reclaim his 24/7 championship, because he has no idea it does not exist anymore. He is then, unfortunately, destroyed. Now, the use of the word unfortunately there is wonderful. And also, Pop, you did not understand what I asked you to do. I asked you to book the worst version of SummerSlam. This would be the greatest thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. And I know people are, oh, Simon, wrestling is meant to be serious. You're right. Lots of elements are meant to be serious, but I'm a goofy person and I want goofy stuff all of the time. Again, I just advocated for Roman Reigns coming out and kissing Sikoa in what is a very, very serious angle. So that wouldn't be bad. That would want to be my favorite things that WWE potentially has ever done. Very sadly, it's not going to happen, and in fact, you probably ain't going to see him on SummerSlam. Maverick says, Cody beats Solo, so we've done that one. The Rock returns instead of Roman, would probably get an even bigger pop, and says how losing has consequences, and then the Bloodline beat the shib out of Solo. It leaves Solo with nowhere to go. He wouldn't go back with Roman after everything said and done recently. I want Cody to win. It's what happens afterwards that I mean. I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world. That's not a badly booked thing. It's an interesting take on the story, and you can argue why it may work or why it may have some holes in it. But The Rock returning, again, no one's going to get mad about that. The Rock basically taking proper control of the Bloodline and beating up Solo Sikoa. Trust me, no one's going to get mad at that. There's some crazy detractors of Solo. I don't necessarily agree with them. And then, I know you said that he wouldn't, but I suppose if you did do that, the pathway would be Solo teaming up with Roman, and that's where I think it falls down a little bit, because nobody wants to see it. But unless The Rock comes out in, like, I don't know, wearing some pajamas and says he's sleepy, I don't think you can book a bad SummerSlam with The Rock returning, because you would get 50,000 people going crazy. Next time we do this, you need to be more savage. H-Man, nice and simple, says Jake Paul, oh, he's done it. I've just read this one. Jake Paul hates Logan Paul, and they become a heel tag team managed by their dad. All for so many reasons. One, LA Knight has to win that title. Two, don't want to see Jake Paul on WWE TV. And three, there's one Paul in WWE, which is more than enough. So yes, that would be bad on multiple levels. It hasn't been thought through, and trust me, given the week we've just had, there would be a lot of rage. H-Man, you did it. Old Guy Happy Dude, it's an amazing name, says, Drew and Punk's match goes into the gorilla position, so backstage, and the only feed we get is a closed circuit feed, a la the All In London feed. The All In fight is played out exactly how it did in AEW, but with NXT next in line talent instead. I mean, they could do that, I suppose. They won't, because it's the kind of attention I don't think that anybody needs. But I tell you, old guy, coming up with things that would make me chuckle in the worst possible way and be like, oh no, I can't believe we're doing that, is right up there. Imagine the middle of this blood feud, they did go backstage, and then you got some grainy footage of the tape. I want to make it clear, I don't know even what to say about that stuff anymore. My big concern is I want CM Punk to be happy, I want Kenny Omega to be happy, the Young Bucks, Jack Perry, whoever else was involved. Again, there is workplace fallouts all of the time, and while we do have some of the details, we don't have all the details, we don't know what's going on, they all feel like they're in better places right now, and that's all I care about. At the same time, if you do want to do troll stuff and you do want to wind people up, I'm good with that too, because life's too short and we may as well have some fun. With that said, don't do this. Link Dog says Priest defeats Gunther. Right, so Gunther has been defeated. Gunther then acknowledges Priest. So much acknowledgement after his clean win, joins the Judgment Day as the newest member. That would be terrible. That doesn't suit Gunther at all. Did you see Gunther during the pre-show yesterday, or the pre-show, I should say, saying, I'd rather be homeless than live in Cleveland? He's so good. But I am going to be an idiot again. You could probably get away with that in the story. Like, it would suck and it would be a bad choice. But obviously, the ultimate goal would be getting Gunther out of the Judgment Day when he challenges Damian Priest again. Like, the thing I tried to compare it to when I did the tweet, Simon316, cheap plug, was when a giant turkey man came out of an egg. That wasn't me making stuff up. I said keep it within the realms of reality, right? At SummerSlam 1990, or Survivor, whatever the hell it was, we were able to, pull that off. It was Survivor Series because we had been teasing a giant egg for weeks, right? So within the worlds of what we were watching, that was a potential thing. Gunther losing to Priest and during the Judgment Day, like I say, it's not the best story. It's not the worst booking. I'm talking gobbledygooker levels. It's right, we're learning here, and we need to evolve, but next time, yes. Mr. Collins says Solo goes to use the Samoan Spike, but forgets to look at his stuff before he does the move, and ends up missing Cody, sticking the ref in the eye with the spike, and that's how the ref bump happens. Again, dude, like, it's funny. And if it's funny, I wouldn't hate it. Imagine he sticks the ref by accident. Actually, I have my own bad booking here. Because let's not forget, anytime we've done a tribal combat match or an ODQ match or now a Bloodline Rules match, we've done that so that Solo Sikoa could interfere on behalf of Roman Reigns. That has been the constant all the way back to Clash of the Castle when he debuted. So now that we're getting another Bloodline Rules match, whatever you want to call it again, that means that Solo now has to interfere on behalf of Solo. And I don't think that's possible. So, at SummerSlam, you may get Solo Sikoa's twin. I mean, it couldn't be Hikuleo. They look nothing alike, but that would be terrible booking. Be like the Hebners. Connor Bennett says, Solo spikes Cody. So much spiking. Through the ring mat so hard, he goes through a portal underneath there and comes back out as Stardust. Match is ruled a no contest, and the title is vacated. Everyone, round of applause for Connor. He totally understood what we were trying to do here. Because listen, there is a version of WWE where that was probably at least pitched, right? I bet at one point they would have gone, we can make him Stardust again. And you're right, that would be terrible. I love Cody Rhodes. I never need to see Stardust again. Shane's birthday tweet, well, good luck with AEW, my friend, says Seth wears a regular shirt and a regular outfit. Now we are talking. Make sure you take out the Positive Wrestling podcast this week that we did on Wednesday, Thursdays on apps, and it's on the YouTube channel too. I'll try and remember to put a card in there. But this is the thing that I don't want. Everyone moaning about how Seth Rollins is dressed. No, I hope he comes out dressed like an absolute, I don't know, ridiculous thing. Like a pumpernickel, like a giant orange, I don't care. As long as it has black and white stripes. I think he should change halfway through the match. That's right, that's what I think he should do. He should come out looking ridiculous. Why on earth would you want boring stuff in your pro wrestling? So you're right, Shay. The worst thing we could do is that he just comes out in a ref top. Do you know how disappointed I would be? The answer would be very. Carrying on that too, Andy's got a great idea. Drew and Punk go to the outside. Rollins counts the fastest 10 count ever, rings the bell, flips them off and leaves. I would just admire the moxie of a wrestling company that did do that. But yes, after all of this build and hyper momentum, that would genuinely be upsetting. I think I've started to watch wrestling in a very different way. These are bad booking ideas, but because the internet would melt down, I can't lie, I, Simon Miller, the bald idiot, would secretly enjoy it. Julia has used the past in order to frame a horrible present because she said Goldberg comes out after Cody wins and challenges him to an immediate match a la WrestleMania 9 and Bret and Hogan and Yokozuna and takes the title. Thank goodness Vince is no longer booking. That's what I'm talking about. That happened at WrestleMania, and it is the equivalent. I mean, maybe not necessarily Goldberg. I think it would have to be somebody like a Roman Reigns. It actually makes it better if it was Roman. But yeah, you want a character that should just be nowhere near the World Championship, takes it off Cody, which actually what it would be too is it would be Solo winning first, and then Goldberg coming out and pinning Solo Sikoa. That is what we did at WrestleMania 9, which is why, again, I'm repeating myself, when we come to bad booking, we really have to get into the darkest depths. The WWE has done some really dumb stuff. And we shall finish with Paul D, who says they're running well over time. So Gunther versus Priest goes like Lynch versus Belair SummerSlam 2021, with Priest winning in 30 seconds. Now, I would not call that bad booking. It all depends on the fallout, because do you want Gunther losing in 30 seconds? Of course not. At the time, I would be outraged too. But if it then tied into a really bigger narrative that did play out until the end of the year, I actually wouldn't be against it. I don't think that's necessarily bad booking. I think that's stupid booking. But there's a way to get out of it. Again, I'm just going to try and reestablish this. It was impossible to get out of a giant turkey Eggman. So WWE just had to draw a line under it. It's like there's nothing we can do. Almost kind of the same with Vince McMahon being the higher power. It doesn't go anywhere if you watch the TV. They speak a bunch of gobbledygook and then they never go back to it. With that one, you could, get to the next match and Gunther just whips Damian Priest's ass. Now, listen, I do want to make sure we do a bigger video next time, but sadly, time is whooping my own butt now. But we will do it again for maybe Bash at Berlin or Survivor Series or something something, keep an eye on all my social media at Simon316, but I want you to go totally unhinged next time. But again, try and keep it in the realms of things that could happen, because that just means you have to get your brain using longer. But of course, you can do it in the comments below too. Make sure you do that, and find some funny ones. I can tweet them out, whatever it may be. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Click the video on the screen to get pumped up for SummerSlam with me, Simon, should you want this. Otherwise, it is GrowTheMind.com/Simon. Use code Simon to get 10% off. Go to a Go Fitness and use code Simon20 to start your fitness journey. And you can go to Patreon.com/Simon316, Simon316 on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Simon J. Miller on TikTok, Simon Miller on the Cameo for personalized videos and pro wrestling tees and Samsung Athletics for merchandise. We zoom through that because I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times before. Check out the description. But listen, this will go up about 2 o'clock on Saturday, hopefully. Have a great SummerSlam weekend, my friends. It's just there to entertain you. Enjoy it. Put a smile on your face. Even if some of this stuff does happen, it's not the end of the world, because the world keeps on turning. I love you a lot, and I'll see you soon.